Master Mage. Season 1. Episode 5. In the previous video, we had stopped at the moment Master Jackie and his apprentice, Fang, acquired a little zombie and named him Sam. Everything was like a happy ending for all of them already, but then Sam had been stirred up his zombie part within by a flute in the middle of the night. Master Jackie had seen magic covering around his house. He was afraid that there was something about to happen to Sam, so he had stayed up all night to watch out. Master Jackie's thought was right eventually, so Master Jackie and his apprentice chased after the leads. Being a little sleepy, so Fang a little slowed down the chase. Once they came to the village, the little boy was nowhere to be found. Losing track of Sam, Master Jackie got irritated because of Fang late. To Fang, he was very sad and worried about Sam. He was the one who took Sam back. Sam was a part of the family already and had a profound bond with the little boy as his brother ever since the moment Sam fell to his arm. Fang didn't want to waste more time. He rushed his master to find the lead quickly. In contrast, Master Jackie was not taking anything in a hurry. He knew that haste makes waste, so he kept his calm to read the scene better and resolve the situation. After contemplating, he told Fang to take the magical tracking incense stick out from the bag and took out some strands of hair he had pulled out from Sam earlier, from when he knew surely that Sam's hair would have a use in case of the boy got lost someday and might hurt people around the village. Master Jackie held the incense stick in his hands and used Sam's hair to tie around it. He told Fang to burn the stick out. The magic incense stick was going to show them Sam's whereabouts. At that moment, they could see the smoke was about to fly back to the flow of the wind. That was not a normal smoke. Obviously, as for Master Jackie's words, the smoke was able to show them to the little boy's whereabouts. They just went after the smoke. Fang was curious about the tracking incense stick. He stared at it with all his focus. The smoke was flying to his left. The two of them hurriedly followed the smoke. They had cared about the innocent people who might be hurt because of the little boy, as well as the little boy could have been hurt by the dark side. They followed the white smoke. The more they came after the smoke, the more they got familiar. Master Jackie realized that was the way to the mountain they had stepped into earlier, where they saved Sam out from the group of cruel hunters. He found that Sam was just like the other little boy with the simple thoughts of coming home where he found safe and familiar within more than 10 years. However, the safest place was the most dangerous place in the world. There must have been something bad about waiting for them, and there must have been not only the little boy in the cave. The exorcist who turned Sam into the zombie form that year must have been there as well. Hearing the master's guesses, Fang was afraid that if he didn't come to save Sam on time, he must have put the little boy's life to the edge, so he quickly ran ahead towards the cave. Those hunters who got in unconscious earlier had all gone without a trace, as if they had disappeared from the world already. Master Jackie sensed thick dark magic around. He shouted out to Fang to hand him his wooden sword. The two of them didn't want to pull the string, so they stepped inside very carefully and slowly. Master Jackie put out the wooden sword from Fang's shoulder. He knew that if that evil exorcist had a gut to turn a little boy into a zombie, that was no joke, and he had to take extra careful actions. Master Jackie held the sword tightly in his hand. With his serious eyes, he stepped into the cave. Fang stepped closely behind his master without a second thought. They stepped into the fullness of darkness area, even though there were some lights, but they found it hard to see everything clearly around with the dim lights. They could only see some white pieces of bone scattering around, but they were not sure if those were human bones or animal bones. Those pieces of bone made the cave bore a very scary vibe. Fang could not hold his curiosity. He furrowed his eyebrows and asked Master Jackie if he thought those bones were brought to the cave by Sam. Reading what his apprentice was thinking and how he was worried about Sam, Master Jackie comforted Fang that there were so many bones in the cave. Sam could not bring that many bones back there all along. The little boy possibly brought the animal bone back since he had hunted animals for a living, but not likely the human's bones. Those human bones must have been brought back by the other one. Master Jackie started to recall those zombies at the Hong noble's place. They were possibly also controlling by that exorcist. At that moment, they nearly passed by the dark area. They had already walked into the cave for around 3 or 5 minutes and left the dark and shattering bone area behind. Out of the blue, they came to a brighter and more spacious place. Master Jackie was unable to imagine there would be a house in the middle of a cave like that. How a zombie erected a house inside a dark cave to live. What he had seen proved the presence of the evil exorcist as Master Jackie's guess. The evil exorcist had built up a house to settle and hide out from The exorcist must have lived in the cave for a long time. No doubt, Master Jackie walked closer to the house to have a careful look. He sensed that there must have been some traps around the place, so he asked his apprentice to take everything carefully. After then, the two of them hid themselves to observe the place. Outside of the house, they could see there were 3 suspicious vases. Master Jackie stepped closer to the windows, used his finger to make a little hole, and gave his eyes inside the house. Master Jackie's eyes caught the evil exorcist right then, and indeed he could see the little zombie was in there as well. The exorcist was sitting at the table in the middle of the house while Sam was standing right next to the exorcist, frozen. His hands were not moving an inch slouchingly. Master Jackie felt that Sam was like a puppet and waited for the order from the exorcist. The weird thing was on the table. They were full of treasures, including gold and pearls sparkling the greedy exorcist's eyes. Master Jackie shed lights already. Those treasures had been brought there by the 2 wearing hat zombies earlier. They had taken some robberies in the village. That meant everything he had eyewitnessed at Hong noble's place was just only one of a bunch of cases. Master Jackie got irritated, but that was not the right moment for him to execute that cold-blooded evil's life. The exorcist gave a catty smile when taking up his treasure in his hands and cleaned them up. Then, he put everything back in the fabric box. Master Jackie turned his eye to Sam. He was afraid that his little apprentice was totally transforming into a zombie. The little boy's eyes turned back to red and were unlikely to have any human sense. He was obviously in control. Fang had seen his little fellow's bad situation at the moment. He was way too pissed up to see the face of the evil exorcist. He made a fist angrily and wanted to plunge inside the house to choke that evil's neck by all costs. He told his master that he would like to teach that evil a lesson for taking Sam away from him. He was well prepared for the combat already. Just a nod from Master Jackie, he was going to rush inside and kick the evil's ass out. While Fang was angry, a dark foggy smoke behind them brought a stench to their noses. That stench was from the 3 huge vases in front of the house. Having a careful look, they could sense something inside the vases. Something was moving inside and shaking the vases badly as if they wanted to come outside. They heard a loud broken sound out of the blue, and the 3 vases got scattered into pieces. Learning what happened, Master Jackie could assure what was inside those vases, but no time to explain. He had to remind Fang to stay away from those vases' broken pieces. He eye-rolled and yelled out aloud to Fang to get out of his current place. Hearing his master yelling in a panic, Fang looked back. The scattered vases' pieces flew around the area quickly. Something with a white fleshing shape appeared in front of Fang's eyes. That was likely someone coming out. Master Jackie was realized that there was a drowned body. The evil exorcist had used the corpses dipped into the vase, which was full of water, and nourished the dead body. Those drowned bodies had been awakened by the huge grudges of Master Jackie and Fang. That exorcist was surely a well-cultivated dark magic one. He had put those vases there to protect him from his enemies. Those drowned bodies actually had been selected carefully with the tall and strong bodies. Not only a corpse came out, one by one had broken their vases. The exorcist had fed 3 drowned bodies for the dark purpose. Sooner or later, he would choose the right time to pull the string so that those drowned bodies could take some cruel actions. Those corpses didn't let Master Jackie and his apprentice had time to react or run away. They screamed out and rushed towards them. Master Jackie was aware surely if Fang was unable to dodge their sudden attacks. He quickly stepped in front of Fang and the corpse. He drew a magic word to the sword, seen by fire, asked Fang to take out the thunderous bullet. They could be useful in front of those drowned bodies. Even though the two of them consecutively discussed how to deal with their opponents at that moment, they kept their eyes warily on those drowned bodies. Master Jackie could not predict how strong the exorcist was and how much dark energies he had put on those drowned bodies, so he better put his guard on. Those corpses came to them. Master Jackie had in his position for the fight already. He held his sword tightly. Those tall bodies came to them shortly. One of them threw his punch into Master Jackie's face. As a well-cultivated man in years, before the corpse could touch him, Master Jackie had used his magic sword to cut out the drowned body's hand shortly. There was just a stab sound at that moment. The magic wooden sword had stabbed over the corpse's hand already. From the wound, there was a fire, and gradually, the corpse's hand got burnt out. The corpse got in pain and screamed out horribly. After that fatal stab, the strength of the corpse was likely to be reducing. Master Jackie didn't wait for the corpse to pull back his consciousness, examine the head exactly, and with his magic wooden sword he got all along in years. He cut out the head of the drowned body just like a piece of cake by an only cut. And just like the wound in the hand of the corpse, the blame quickly burnt the whole of the drowned body out. A stench had come around annoyingly. The corpse burned like a torch and quickly turned to dust. The dark aura had spread around the cave. Master Jackie finished that one and heard of Fang's laughing behind him. Was Fang playing around? Master Jackie was very annoying at how Fang could have a mood of playing the fool at that moment. He turned back to Fang curiously to learn what happened. People said that a leopard couldn't change his spots. That is always right. In the middle of that such a dangerous circumstance, Fang was running around the drowned body as a flash and smiling at that drowned body in front of him. Master Jackie just shook his head once again in front of the childish Fang. Deep down, Master Jackie knew that Fang didn't totally want to play the fool. His combat style was way too weird to the other. Fang dodged left, then right, holding the thunderous bullets in his hands tightly. He definitely was finding an appropriate chance to throw towards the corpse. Fang was assured that he could take down the drowned body easily. He smiled a big smile and shot the magic bullet to him. He shouted out a weird word as well. It turned out he was finding a name for his combat style in the meantime. At this moment, Fang is like playing chasing with a kid, and it doesn't seem that he was in combat. The thunderous bullets had been designed by Master Jackie. He had chosen the red stone as known as the Stone of Death. Then he wrapped the stone inside a thunderous talisman which had been spelled some magics into. By getting shot by the bullets, the drowned body got some big holes in his body since the bullet had penetrated to flesh and blood with the energies of thunder. Fang used his learned methods from his master and focused on taking down the drowned body. Eventually, the corpse got in a panic. Fang decided to end the combat there. He prepared for his final shot, which he named Blossom Fairy, the life-taking shot. After getting shot, the corpse burnt to dust. Fang jumped up high, threw his body into the air with the 2 thunderous bullets in his hands. He shouted out his method, Blossom Fairy Show, and shot the 2 bullets to the corpse's eyes. Fang really got a quick eye and quick shots. That was the highly accurate shots. Those thunderous bullets stick to the eye sockets of the drowned body. Right then, he was fully satisfied and turned back to Master Jackie instantly without watching the result. As numerous earlier times, Fang boasted his little win in front of his master. Just a few seconds later, the thunderous bullets from the eye sockets blew up the corpse's head. Master intended to give a compliment to his apprentice, but he was unable to stand in front of Fang's childish face. He reproached Fang for that, while deep down, he was happy for Fang since Fang got significantly improved day by day. Master Jackie always wanted to see Fang stay calm in front of his opponents and focus on giving his best in combat. To the mischievous Fang, he didn't take his master's word seriously. He got used to hearing his master scolds multiple times already. He was supposed that he just needed to win his opponent regardless of what methods he was about to use, and that's enough to be mighty to him. While the 2 of them were chatting, they had forgotten about the 3rd corpse who was about to approach them from behind with his heavy steps. They realized the drowned body's presence and turned around quickly since the corpse was about to grab them. The 2 of them took a step ahead towards the drowned body. Fang intended to get closer to the corpse, but Master Jackie had raised his sword already and cut the drowned body into 2 parts. Fang was way too well geared up with the thunderous bullets in the hands, but it was no need in front of his master Quick's action. He showed an angry face to his master why Master Jackie didn't react a little slower a single time so that he could have a chance to show his talent. Master Jackie burst to laugh because of Fang's childishness. He said that Fang would have a bunch of chances of showing off later on, and Fang should not have blamed him for giving Fang the hardest part then. While hearing the master's laugh, Fang felt a very strong dark aura from behind. He turned back and learned that the evil exorcist had been there, with the magic whisk in his hands. He probably had heard the combat sounds. The exorcist got pissed off because Master Jackie and Fang had taken down the drowned bodies he had trained in a long period. He annoyed and confronted them about why they trespassed to his properties and erased his drowned bodies without permission. Fang got double irritated in front of that evil exorcist, pointed his finger at Jin, and yelled out at him that how he could make the scene. He had done so many evil things such as murders, robberies, and even using an innocent baby as Sam for his evil purpose when he was still in his mother's belly. How he could face the Exorcist Society later on. Hearing what Fang told, Jin didn't seem to care. He merely replied to them that he was cultivated by his group's methods. Master Jackie and Fang were just cultivating and acquiring the demons on their own. That was not his business. In return, they should not judge him out. He didn't cross any line between them first. They were just in the different groups. He retorted Master Jackie was standing in his way and got in his business. In front of the defiant exorcist, Master Jackie was very annoying, but he tried to stay calm and convince Jin with his dearest voice. He told Jin that even though they were not walking on the same paths, his group was not using the right methods to cultivate, and he hopes that Jin could return to the right path. Everything was not too late. Jin didn't give a shit. He faced up and gave a big smile after hearing Master Jackie's words. Unfortunately, Jin didn't think that all of his works so far were wrong. What Master Jackie had spoken up was just like water off a duck's back. Master Jackie was supposed that Jin was well cultivated already, and what a waste for him to use his well-trained magic to harm people, and took advantage. He even got a sneer from Jin for convincing him. Jin exposed that he was in the field for more than 10 years already. Master Jackie was just like a little fellow in the middle of nowhere and had no right to lecture to him at that moment. Master Jackie better back off. Master Jackie furrowed his eyebrows angrily. Jin was so stubborn, he didn't take his pieces of advice and showed no mercy for his evil actions so far. Moreover, Jin even smirked at the great master and didn't show any respect in front of him. How he could act that extravagant. Master Jackie was unable to go easy on that exorcist. All right, the evil exorcist drove the great master mad already. Master Jackie was going to teach Jin a lesson, for good, on behalf of Master Jackie's group and even God. Fang stood aside and got scared since he could sense his master's anger. He looked at Jin and gave him an empathy for that bad luck exorcist's life who had boasted in front of the wrong guy.